Here I am presenting the video lectures on the topic mechanism of respiration in animals. As we are already known that there are the different kinds of the animals which is present on these planets, and these animals broadly classified into the two categories. They are nothing but the invertebrates and vertebrates. Now invertebrates are those they are not having the vertebral column in their body. Then here in this case there are about 10 important phylums, that is protozoa to the hemichordates. And in case of the vertebrates, there is having the protochordates, and the 5 important classes of true vertebrates are nothing but the pisces, amphibians, reptiles, aves and mammals. So here we study about the comparative mechanism of the respiration in different types of the animals. Okay, now in case of the vertebrates, there is having two important respiratory organs. They are nothing but the gills and lungs. Gills and lungs are the important two respiratory organs which is occurred in case of the vertebrate species. Now in case of the pisces, there is having the gills as a main respiratory organs. Then in case of the true tetrapods, that is the reptile, amphibian, reptiles, aves and mammals, these are the member of the 4 classes, that is amphibia, reptilia, aves and mammals. They are nothing but the true tetrapods, and here in this case there is having the 2 pair of limbs, that is the 4 limbs and the hind limbs. Okay, now we will come on to the main topic, how they get respired. Now the chordates have one of 2 basic structure for respiration, that is the gills for aquatic chordates, for example tunicates, fish and amphibians. Then lungs for the terrestrial chordates, those they are inhabitant onto the lands, for example adult amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. These group of animals get respired with the help of the lungs. Now first of all we will focus on to the aquatic gill respirations. Now we are already known that the animal, those they are inhabitant in the aquatic ecosystem, they are known as the aquatic animals, and the aquatic animals mostly having the gills as the respiratory organs. For example, here in these slides we will see the image of the fish, and here in case of the fishes, respiration takes place with the help of the gills, and for these purposes the water flows through the mouth over the gills where oxygen is removed. Then carbon dioxide and water are then pumped out through the operculum. Now here in case of the fishes, the oxygenated water get entered into the mouth and they get overloaded onto the gills, and here in the gills there is a diffusion of oxygen with the blood, and so that oxygenated it takes place in the gills of the fishes. Then whatever the carbon dioxides they are present here again get diffused into the water and get expelled outside the body of fishes with the help of the operculum. So water flows through the mouth, then over the gills where oxygen is removed from the water and they are diffused into the gills. Then carbon dioxide and water then pump out through the operculum in case of the fishes. Okay, so mouth, that is, here is the mouth of the fish, and water flows through the fish mouth, muscles pump the water across the gills. Okay, remind me after 10 minutes. Okay, now here is the, sorry for this, for the technical problem. Now in case of the Pisces or the fishes, the mouth, which is present to the anterior most end of the body, where the water flows in through the fish mouth, muscles pump the water across the gills. Then here are the gill filaments. Okay, then gill filament, each gill contains the thousands of filaments that absorb oxygen from the water. Then after absorbing that is oxygen from the water, whatever the carbon dioxide they are produced in the various physiological activity of the fishes, they are again occurred in the gill region. Then this carbon dioxide get again mixed into the water, then expel outside the body through the operculum. So operculum is present in case of the bony fish. Now water and the carbon dioxide are pumped out through the operculum. In this way, intake of oxygen and expel the carbon dioxide takes place in case of the aquatic animals. Now they are inhabitant in the water, then water get entered inside their body through the mouth, and in this water there is having the oxygen in the dissolved form. Then these dissolved oxygen get absorbed by the gills, and this oxygen further binds to the, that is the RBCs, where there is having the hemoglobin, so that the blood become oxygenated. Then here there is a carbon dioxide also poured onto the gills, and this carbon dioxide, there is a need to remove this carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide and water, excess water, get pumped out through the operculum in case of the fishes. In this way, the exchange of gases takes place in case of the fishes. Now the gills are the very important organs which is present in the fishes, and they are act as a mediator for gases exchange. Now the gills, they are located at the side of the head, generally to the lateral side of the body. Okay, that is right hand, left side of the body. There is a having the gill slits. Okay, and these gill slits act as important respiratory organs. They are also involved in the gases exchange. They are made up of the gills filament feather structure that provide the large surface for gas exchange. Now adult fishes have the pair of gills. Each gill is covered by the bony lids, that is known as the operculum. A fish draws in water by closing the lid over its gills and opening its mouth. When the fish closes its mouth and opens the gill lids, the water is forced out and over the respiratory surface of the gill filaments. So in this way, water entered and exit takes place in case of the fishes. So when the mouth get open, at that time gill lids becomes closed, so that forcefully water enter in the, that is the mouth, and from the mouth they spread over to the gills, and here the gills act as a important organs where there is a absorption of oxygen which takes place. Okay, then the mouth get closed, and due to this the water get expelled outside the body by opening the gill lids, that is the operculum, to the exterior environment. Along with the water there is a also expelling the carbon dioxide. The water is forced out and over the respiratory surface of the gill filaments. Now the another important respiratory organs which is occurred in case of the vertebrate species are nothing but the lungs. Now during the normal quiet breathing, inspiration is the active process involving contraction of diaphragm and external intercostal muscles. Now we are already known that inhalations and exhalations of the ears. During the inhalation, the air enter inside the diaphragm, and in the diaphragm there is having the two lobes of the lungs. Actually the air get enter into the lungs. Okay, and exhalation, the air get expel outside the body. Okay, so during the normal quiet breathing, inspiration is the active process involving contraction of diaphragm and external intercostal muscle. This is the most important changes which is occurred in case of the inspiration. Inspiration are nothing but the intake of the air inside the diaphragm. Okay, whereas expiration is the passive process. Inspiration is the active process, and that is the expiration is the passive process involving the recoiling of lungs and thoracic cage. Okay, now during the expiration, the recoiling of lungs and thoracic cage are takes place. Now mechanism of the respiration reveals us that during the inspiration the size of the thoracic cavity increase in all direction, that is the lateral, anterior, that is the dorsal and ventral sides. So all these sides the thoracic cavity get increased, the size of the thoracic cavity get increased. Then the enlargement is brought about by the flattening of the diaphragm and fill up of the thoracic basket. The diaphragm is formed of the thin sheet of the radial muscle present on the floor of the thoracic cavity. Its margins are attached to the lumbar vertebrae posteriorly and sternum to the anteriorly. During inspiration, radial muscles contract, diaphragm flattens and descend down to the abdominal cavity. During the inspiration, the external intercostal muscles contract, pulling the ribs forward and outwards, and thereby bringing the enlargement of the thoracic cavity. When thoracic cavity increase in size, the pleural cavity increase in size. The pleural cavities expand, the negative pressure is increased in it. Now the lungs enjoy the greater space and expand as the result of the pulmonary pressure below the atmospheric pressure. Therefore, the suction force is created and atmospheric air rush in through the respiratory passage. In this diagrammatic presentation, we clearly understood that what happened during the inspiration and expiration in the thoracic cage. Okay. Now breathing is the phenomenon in which there is a intake and expel the air is takes place. Okay. So during the inspiration means the intake of air inside the body. The intake of air is takes place through the paired nostrils and mouth, and they get opened here in the pharynx. Then pharynx from to the trachea, okay, and from the trachea the air entered into the two lobes of the lungs, okay, and during the inspiration what happened, the chest undergoes the expanding, okay, here due to the intercostal muscles, contraction of the intercostal muscles. Now here the diaphragms enlarges, that is diaphragms get contracts while during the inspiration, okay, so that air get entered into the lungs, okay. So after inspiration there is a expiration, that is the expel the air outside the body, and during that time, that is the diaphragm undergoes the relaxation and chest undergoes the contract and air get expelled outside the body through the mouth and the paired nostrils. The breathing is continuously takes place in case of the human beings. So mechanism of the expiration reveals us that returns of ribs to rest position cause the diminishing of lungs volume. Returns of the diaphragm to rest position also cause the diminishing of lung volume. Diminishing of the lung volume cause pressure into raise it to a higher value than atmospheric pressure. Air flows out the lungs. That is the expiration is the process. Expiration is the passive process. Thank you so much. Thank you one and all.